Burbank, California. There's no better way to begin our tour than with the symbol of the Disney MGM Studios. If you look high in the sky towards the front of the shuttle, you'll see our award-winning Earful Tower. Its design is based on the water tank Walt Disney had built in Burbank. Ours stands a lucky 13 stories tall and is capped off with a set of Mickey Mouse ears. The former parking lot to your left will be used as a staging area for our upcoming Extreme Stunt Show Lights Motors Action opening next year. Our stunt drivers will use this space to practice some pretty amazing maneuvers that most of us can only dream of doing in our own cars. We'll also use this area to rehearse some high-flying motorcycle jumps, which promise to be a major highlight of the show. I'll tell you more about Lights Motors Action later on in the tour. The Disney MGM Studios is not only a theme park, it's also a working production center, complete with sound stages, outdoor sets, state-of-the-art editing facilities, recording studios, and everything else needed to produce movies, television, and radio shows. We've had a number of high-profile films here over the years, including Instinct, starring Sir Anthony Hopkins and Cuba Gooding Jr., Marvin's Room with Robert De Niro, Leonardo DiCaprio, and Diane Keaton, Passenger 57, starring Wesley Snipes, Honey, I Blew Up the Kid with Rick Moranis, Oscar, starring Stallone, and Quick Change with Bill Murray. Our television productions have included the Emmy Award-winning HBO miniseries The Earth, which was produced by Tom Hanks, the hit series ER, and Sheena, starring Gina Lee Nolan. If you look to the right, you'll see two of the surviving P-40 airplanes from Touchstone Pictures' blockbuster hit Pearl Harbor, starring Ben Affleck and Josh Hartnett. Taken from the mold of a real P-40, these replicas were cast in fiberglass over a steel frame. Their wooden props were spun by hydraulic motors as they were shot apart and blown up during the film's dramatic attack sequence. The production crew built only 16 of these replicas inside a soundstage. The rest of the P-40 airplanes that you saw in the film were produced inside of a computer. We are now coming up with one of the most glamorous areas of the studios. It's our award-winning creative costuming department. The whole process begins with a designer's sketch. You'll be able to see examples of our designer's art hanging on the walls on either side. Next, our team of tailors and seamstresses goes to work to turn those drawings into the finished costumes worn by the performers. As we move along, if you look to the left, we'll see showcases with costumes from The Princess Diaries 2, Mr. 3000, The Village, Ladder 49, and further along you see a showcase with props and costumes from the Alamo. We have the largest working wardrobe in the world. Our staff of over 250 skilled professionals uses up to 1.5 million yards of fabric each year to create over 25,000 costumes. Further along you'll see a storage area where sets and props are stored until they're needed for a movie or for a television production or at one of our shows and attractions throughout our 4 theme parks. The last room on your left is our scenic shop where scenic artists and craftspeople build and maintain sets that are used in movies and in television and at shows and attractions throughout Walt Disney World. Now as we exit creative costuming, we enter back into our back lot where studios build elaborate outdoor sets for movies and television productions. When a film crew has to travel to cities and towns to shoot on location, they often have to deal with things they have little or no control over, like the weather, traffic, crowd, and noise. That's why they may prefer to shoot on a back lot like ours. As we move along, coming up on your left will be a boneyard. All our studios have boneyards where oversized props like cars, trucks, planes, and even spaceships are stored until they're needed for a production. We'll have a couple of boneyards along our tour route today. Coming up on your left are 2 Cadillacs. The first was used in the Gun and Betty Lou's handbag. The blue Caddy is from Tin Men, starring Danny DeVito and Richard Dreyfuss. The black and white police car is from Dick Tracy, starring Warren Beatty and Madonna. The Geo Metro is from Big Trouble, starring Tim Allen and Rene Russo. The Plymouth Barracuda is from Gone Fishin', starring Danny Glover and Joe Pesci. The 2 prop planes are from The Rocketeer. The blue helicopter cockpit is from Blue Thunder, starring Daniel Stern and Roy Scheider. The set piece was suspended from a crane as the actors were shot in close-up to make it look like they were flying the helicopter Blue Thunder. And last of all, those 2 motorcycles are from our own Indiana Jones Epic Stunt Spectacular. Some of the props from our boneyard are currently being used in a major production being shot on our back lot. Up ahead on your right, you'll see a large set that's appeared in a number of TV commercials and TV specials. Earlier today, they were testing some special effects shots, so the set might be closed to us right now. But it looks like we do have a green light. That means we've got clearance from the production coordinator. We can go on the set because they're not filming right now. Now, I warn you, we'll be driving across a wooden bridge. It does get kind of bumpy, so you want to get a secure grip of any loose articles that you have. This canyon set is based on an actual canyon located in Southern California. It took about 6 months to build this set, and that seems like a long time for just one set. But when you consider how long it took Mother Nature to put it together, that's not so bad. We'll stop here for a few minutes. You can take some pictures. And I'll tell you a little bit about the canyon.
Aí você dá olha onde eu tô.
Não, aqui é perigoso.
Vai explodir ali.
From here, but just above us, a special platform for film crews to mount their cameras to shoot down into the set. If you look across the canyon, you'll notice a tanker truck from one of our boneyards. Since there was no way to drive it across the ravine, we actually had to hoist it up over the wall with a crane and then lower it into place for this shot. Earlier today, they were testing a weather effect, and hopefully we'll get a chance to see that before we have to leave today. We're able to create almost anything here in the back lot, including the weather. Oh, here's that rain effect I was talking about. To create this rain, we have high-powered nozzles located above, just outside of camera range. To make the rain look more realistic, special nozzles at the end of the rain spout let the rain fall to a more natural look. I thought you guys were just setting up. Hang on, everybody. It looks like we're going to be in this scene.
Eu manter essa câmera parada.
Nossa, não caí.
Set for another take? I don't think so. I think one take was more than enough. Let's get out of here. Well, by now you've probably figured out why we call it catastrophe. These cannons are so powerful that if we took one in New York City and placed a basketball in it, we could shoot the basketball up and over the top of the Empire State Building. Catastrophe Canyon was created with the help of the Hollywood special effects team. What seemed like an out-of-control disaster was actually a safe, computerized sequence of events. They can reset the whole thing in 3.5 minutes. Coming up on your right is a white airplane that has special meaning to the Walt Disney Company. It stands just over 4. If you look closely, you'll see steel structures that keep our back lot standing. With Florida weather in mind, these facades are able to withstand hurricane-level winds of up to 100 miles per hour. We are now coming up on the end of our tour and the American Film Institute Showcase. The current exhibit is called Villains, Movie Characters You Love to Hate. It's a salute to the silver screen